G'day mates, welcome back to Pharaoh. Okay, just coming out of medium last episode, we have ourselves another choice right in front of us. We have South Dashur, a new kind of pyramid, because we are entering the age of pyramids here. The other option, of course, is Buhen, taming the Nubians. Well, considering I've just come fresh out of a big building mission, I think I'm going to go into what appears to be the military mission for this particular choice. So let's go on into Buhen.
Our new Pharaoh Snofru is determined that this, the fourth dynasty, be remembered as the greatest ever to rule Egypt. Pharaoh wishes that our borders be pushed even further south. He has therefore decreed that we invade Nubia and establish a fortified city at Buhen, beside the second cataract of the Nile. There you must also erect a granite obelisk to serve as a beacon that this area forever belongs to Egypt and to Pharaoh. There is no granite to be found so far south, however, so you will need to import it from Abu. At Buhen, you will encounter fierce and seasoned Nubian warriors who will fight to the death to prevent us from establishing a foothold so far south. Do not despair, for after vigorous training at a military academy, your fighting men may emerge as seasoned veterans themselves. What's more, our military engineers have perfected the design of several defensive structures, such as fortified towers, walls, and gatehouses. These will prove invaluable in withstanding the onslaught of the Nubian army. Transport ships may also be employed to aid in moving your army around by water when necessary. To the north, we have opened relations with Enkomi on the island of Cyprus. This land is named for its abundant reserves of copper ore, which we are now able to purchase from them. However, thanks to a recently established Egyptian mining community at Serabet Kadim in the land of Sinai, we are able to supply our governors with copper at a much more affordable price. Supplies from Serabet Kadim are often erratic due to unrelenting Bedouin and Canaanite attacks against the settlement, and we are uncertain how much longer the Egyptian forces stationed there can hold out. Pharaoh's burial place, a unique and spectacular monument, is currently under construction at Dashur. From time to time, Pharaoh may request that you contribute some limestone to aid in the completion of this project.
Alrighty, this is it, Buhen, is how they're calling it here, and it looks like we can see what will be happening at Dashur next time. I think next episode we'll be heading into Dashur, and we will be building that big pyramid, spectacular monument. But for this one, let's go in and fight those Nubians. So, slow right down. Let's have a quick look around this map here. We have not a huge amount of building space. This is... yeah, cannot get through that at all. So this is a impenetrable wall. With a little bit of copper or gold. Which one is it? Gold. A little bit of gold here. And totally impenetrable. Assuming we're going to be attacked from the south. You know what? I have no idea where we're going to be attacked this time. This looks like a likely area set up for gates and walls. And we could possibly come from down here as well, because this is where we're going to find a large chunk of our farmland. So, interesting mission. I'm going to have a quick look at what we've got here. Chickpeas and barley. Do we have clay? We don't have clay. So to build any pottery, we will need to import the clay. And of course our monument, yes. Now the small obelisk. I can think, oh, I'll just put that down. Can't put it down. It does require 100 blocks of granite stored in, I believe, 3.5 storage yards, give or take. So we're going to have to start importing that early, because I believe it'll take a couple of years to get all that in. So I'm going to go set up my housing blocks, and I'll be back once I've got all that sorted. Okay guys, this is what I have decided upon in the end. We have ourselves a little farming area out here. We can easily get some food in. We will probably be able to cut across here with a water crossing later on. And I've tapped as much gold as I can. I can get the best with 7 of them without crossing over to this far side. It may be possible to get one more in, but I really, once I placed one down, didn't have the cash to just sort of keep bulldozing, rebuilding. So hopefully we have ourselves a good little mining area here. none of these should collapse and everything should be good once people begin to move in. And here we go, gold is just coming in. There we go, first delivery of gold, and unemployment is building up nicely. This allows us to move straight into farming over here. So I'm going to get some work camps put down. I can pretty much put as many as I want along here, but a lot of space to go. I was thinking of having the granary over here, which is why I built these blocks that way. But it is getting a little bit close here. I could probably fit one there, but I'm worried that it will negatively affect the area, so we're going to have to see how that goes. But I think, let's go the whole hog. Let's go 3 of them. That'll absorb anything we can possibly throw up in terms of unemployment. And there we go, it looks like all the farms are hooked up. We have a pretty solid amount of food here. This should provide everything. Now, floods on this mission can be a little bit unpredictable occasionally. At least that is my understanding. I have not played this one for a long time. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. I can't actually worship Osiris, so there is no way to bump up any negative floods or bad floods I'm going to have. Oh gods, I forgot about that. I'm glad I reminded myself. Let's throw down a temple to our patron god, I think there. And then we'll throw down a temple to Ptah over... Wait, that is... Yeah, that's set. And we'll throw one to Ptah. Just whack it in right there, that's beautiful. There we go. Okay, our first load of food has come in. I have used a little tip from Super Sajic, who commented on one of the earlier videos that I should use a storage yard here to stock off everything. It'll prevent people from drowning out here. And that was a terrible flood, wow. That'll actually prevent people from drowning out there. So I'm ready to put the first feeding in. I reckon we could probably get... Actually, no, we'll stick with one. If this first one goes well, then I can feed up the second block very quickly. We have a small amount of unemployment that is going to skyrocket once these all level up. So what we need to do is... gold mines are affecting that already. Let's quickly take care of you with a little bit of that. Should hopefully get rid of most of it. There we go. These are not going to be particularly well-developed blocks. I suspect they're going to be essentially just glorified feeder housing for a long time. If I can move away from gold mines later, I may well do that. But we are here to mine limestone. So what I think I'm going to do now is, in anticipation of a request from Pharaoh, we're going to work on getting our limestone area set up. We're going to need... Wow, look at that. Isn't that timing? We've got 24 months though to get 8 blocks, so I don't think that is going to be a big problem. Question is, how do we best want to do this? Okay, we are nicely set up here. They have, there is room to expand this if required. I can go a little bit either way, and I can always come around and tap this area down here as well if required. But for the time being, things are looking pretty good. Next up, I'm worried that this is, because this is a military mission, I'm going to have probably Nubians breathing down my neck in the very near future. So I'm going to make a guess, a call where they're going to come from. If they come from here or here, it's not an issue at this point in time. Can I build transport wharfs? Yes, I can. Warship wharfs. Build towers and gatehouses as well. If they came from up here, it would devastate my city. That's the thing. So I think for this time being, I'm going to put a couple of forts on this side. And I can always expand out and throw them on the other parts as I build my city out further. So we are going to throw down a recruiter. Okay, food is holding up beautifully. We didn't even burn through our entire stock previously, and we still have another harvest just come in. So I'm going to throw down a second bazaar over here, or a bazaar over here. Second one for the city. And that will hopefully keep everything moving just nicely. And here's our next request, beer. Unfortunately, I picked pottery. I'm way off here. So we're going to need 900 beer, and we're going to need it fairly quickly. I've also run out of money for the first time. It was unfortunate. I was just throwing down some statues and not paying attention as I tended to do. I'm beginning to store the granite here as well. I will just throw down little bits of yards every now and then. We need to get up to basically 3.5 yards total, so I can put them down wherever. I already set this up a little while ago, so it's not very much, unfortunately. I'm going to probably need to throw down a couple more, but the floods have been so bad, I didn't want to stuff everything up by cutting our food supply down too much. So we're going to need to tap these birds very shortly. What we're going to do now, though, is throw down a storage yard for barley. And you're going to take as much barley as you can. Okay, we've failed our first delivery of beer. We have another 6 months to comply. Unlikely to get there unless it's very close. We didn't actually harvest enough from that farm. So, yeah, I reckon we'll get there in 6 months. It's pretty tight, though. That is a pretty sneaky request. You'd need to have a couple of farms put down beforehand. I have set up a hell of a lot of barley over here. This is going to grow all the barley we need. And a couple more chickpeas just to feed this area. And if required, go over here as well. Things are looking pretty good so far. Fairly stable. Unemployment has been brought down with this big farming block over here. And I'm working on the military over there. I need to really start exporting a lot more though to actually get the funding. There we go. I've got the beer for it. Excellent. And there's a request for Inserbit Kadim. Dispatch troops within 8 months. Okay then, in that case what we're going to do is send off all of our troops. We have a pretty good supply of troops here. Let us send them off. I'm going to mark them for Kingdom service and dispatch them. There we go. And there we go. Our troops won at Serbit Kadim and we have managed to actually save that trading route, which is good because I dumped another 1,000 on it to actually start importing copper. Kingdom rating has risen, brilliant. So we are going to begin, we've only got a couple of little copper guys over here, but we are going to gradually begin trading up infantry. I'm going to put at least 1 infantry on every single island, starting with our weakest island at this point. And you can see this funny little layout I've got here. I can actually probably remove that now. I don't need all of that. This is where I'm going to put the obelisk. It's going to be at the far south to mark the furthest point that Egypt has gone. And it's going to be built into this little housing block. For some reason they are not very impressed with the desirability of this area. Must be all the farms and industry around them. So I would like to, like the flatter ones. There we go. Try to beautify the place up just a little bit. And of course we went into debt. Again, not hugely bothered. Heroes have returned. Excellent. There we go. They've all come back. Did many of them die? Quite a few of them died actually. So our little recruiter over here is going to be working overtime. It's not very good. They want 2,000 of our buckaroos. I don't think we're going to have very many of those to spare. 6 months to comply. That's what I hate about gold mining missions. We really don't have that available. What we can do though is probably begin to export the beer. And that will allow us to make more money shortly. So we're going to export the beer. Anything over 1,000 should be sufficient. And pottery we can export as well. Again, anything over 1,000, you guys go for it. 32 blocks of limestone, that is a pretty big request. I have thrown down, as you can see here, by 64, I've thrown down another storage yard just in case we get some that are even bigger than 32. It's been a real struggle trying to actually build this temple complex in. I've been looking everywhere and unfortunately it's sort of stuck over here on the side where it will probably be destroyed by the upcoming invading army. I tried getting it up here, I've tried getting it down there. I've actually destroyed and moved these forts a few times in an effort to get it in here. But short of moving this entire housing block, it's not going to fit without blocking everything off. And here we go. So let's go in and build this small obelisk. I'm going to throw that right there. Now this is only the base of it. This is the beginning of it. We do need stonemasons and we're going to need wood imported as well. Alrighty, 1 more month and the Nubians are going to arrive. I actually don't know where they're going to come from. I haven't made a save, so I probably should, but it doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. If they come down here, let's just say it's not going to be looking pretty. So how about we blow some of our money on... There we go. And then they should be able to throw up some little people up there, some ballista or something similar. And hopefully to defend the southeastern portion. They may come from down here. In which case I hope we can react in time before they destroy our temple complex. And if they come up north... oh shit, we might have a problem. I need to throw down another infantry fort up there. That could be a very big problem. We'll see what happens. We'll find out very shortly. Okay, here they are. And where are they coming from? Bugger. They're coming from up north. If this is a big attack, I don't think we're going to survive. Because there's no way for my other guys to get across here. It doesn't look too big actually. That up there could be troublesome. These guys are fairly skilled. Yes, thankfully not a very big attack. These are infantry though, so they're probably going to rip through our archers quickly. Oh, it's tight. Very, very tight, but I think we've won. No, we haven't. We've lost that. It's hardcore. Oh, damn. Okay, it looks like I have managed to chase them off. In the end, it was our citizens armed as police officers who ended up fighting them back. That was very, very messy. And I believe, yep, that's our water supply. Better get that one done up quick, smart, or the city is going to collapse. Not going to be pretty. Alrighty, an attack on Serabit Kadima again, and we're going to need to send off our troops a second time. Unfortunately, these guys up north here haven't fully recovered. Oh, that's going up quite well. Haven't fully recovered these guys, so not entirely sure how we're going to do this one. We are... And of course I knocked down these two as well, so there's 32 sets of troops there that are down as well. So we are struggling to rebuild. I might run this just a little bit longer before we actually send them off. We have 10 more months to prepare, so give our time for our recruiters to fully staff these. Beer, you got loads of beer, take it. Okay, 5 more months to dispatch them. It's given us a little bit of time to build up our forces. I'm actually not going to dispatch you guys. You can go. You can go and... I think those 3 should be enough. That's 2 infantry and 1 set of archers should be sufficient to take care of it. And if it's not, then we'll lose Serabit Kadim. And we can still get copper. We can still get copper from Nkomi via water trade route. I have allowed these guys to start buying the beer, and now we can actually make our little areas look absolutely beautiful. I'm going to have to get rid of you though. Please don't stuff the entire area up. Hopefully a courthouse is beautiful enough to cover up for some of that. Not quite. Beautification has been the biggest thorn in my side so far, but I think I've got a little bit more flexibility here to just throw some things down. Oh, there you go. The obelisk is finished. Wow, that's very nicely done. So all they do is they build up the wooden scaffolding, as you would have seen earlier, and then they just have little stone cutters come along and chip away at it. So this is our finished obelisk. The obelisk is now complete, and it marks the furthest point south that Egypt has ever been, which is why I put it down the south side here. It may be vulnerable to attacks. I don't know if they can be destroyed or not. I've actually never had one of them come under attack, but hopefully not. We're actually in a pretty good position here. The city is ready to move on and push forward. All I need, the monument will go over soon. Population is ready. All I need to do is get the culture up, and we have actually won the mission. Okay, there we go. Everyone has enough culture, prosperity, the monument is done, and the kingdom rating is fine. And of course, population is sufficient. Let's go onward to victory.
Thanks to your skill, Egypt now claims part of Nubia as its own. Through the city you have established, you have demonstrated Egypt's strength, wealth, and grandeur to the conquered Nubians.
And there we go, we built ourselves a small obelisk and we have taken Buhen, the furthest point south Egypt has ever been. Next mission, we're going to head in and take on the other one. We're going to be doing, I believe, Dashur, south or north Dashur, I can't remember. There are 2 separate missions of similar name. We're going to be moving into that one next episode. We're going to be building a pyramid of some sort. I'll see you then, guys. Take care.